useless!
What's going on, YouTube? You're chilling with Trainers Opposite, and today I've got a battle for you with my original OU team. This is like the first competitive team I've ever made, and you know what? Just cut me some slack here. It is the first team I ever made. This was before usage stats and whatever were out, so I was using this stuff before Tyrantrum was OU. Well, I don't even know if it's OU right now, but I know Greninja is definitely OU right now. I know Aegislash and Talonflame are OU, and Gyarados is definitely OU, but Gyarados is in there to replace Mega Kangaskhan, so, you know, just don't bother saying about, oh, this is so overpowered or whatever. I made this before the tiers were out, okay? So, look at my opponent's team. Threats, I'm going to have to say probably Miss Magius because of its speed and special attack and the fact that it can go for Destiny Bond. It's kind of like a Frostlass without the hazards. Hydreigon definitely because of its a massive special threat. Charizard because it's most definitely is Mega, and I don't know which Mega it is. It could be X or it could be Y. I just don't know. It's probably Y, but it could be X. And finally, notable mentions go to Swampert and Golem, either of which could set up hazards. But enough with that, let's get to it! So today's battle's against this guy, Amir, who I've actually conversed with a lot on Skype. I wouldn't say he's exactly a friend, just, you know, someone you talk to occasionally. I used to record a lot of his battles. Anyway, he starts off with his Charizard. As I start off with my Talonflame, I go for the Brave Bird. He switches out into his Togekiss to sponge the damage. And knowing that I cannot do too much to this thing, just based off the damage I already did, I'm going to U-turn out, which I know is quad resisted, but offensive momentum and all that, and go into my Feldurgan. Yes, Feldurgan. You have to say, it's a Feldurgan, because it's a Durgan. Anyway, that's enough to threaten him out as he goes out into his Golem as I set up the Stealth Rocks, and I plan to just hit it up with an Earthquake. However, he reveals the Rock Polish, so this is actually kind of a problem with me. Earthquake does a lot, but he is Weakness Policy Golem. Holy crud, that's actually really cool. And you know what? A stab Earthquake from that after +2? I'm sorry, Tyrantrum, you're not going to be able to take it. So I send in my Gyarados, go for the Mega after I get the Intimidate drop to try and hit it with a Waterfall, but Brick Break, he carries Brick Break, and it's almost enough to knock me out. Thank God for that Intimidate boost, or Intimidate drop. I'm able to go for the Waterfall and knock him out. So, out comes his Dark Lord as Hydreigon, and based off the way he brought it in, I'm going to have to say this thing is Scarfed, so I go into my Thumbelina, my Florges, as he goes for the U-turn, and you know what? Thumbelina can wall him to hell and back. There's nothing Hydreigon can do to it. As he brings out his Swampert, and I decide to pull back and go into my Greninja, thinking that it can probably sponge whatever it goes for. He goes for Earthquake. I do not sponge that at all. I don't know what I was thinking. Goes into his Togekiss as I go for the Grass Knot on his Swampert. Protean happens, I change to Grass type. And after that amount of damage, I'm thinking Ice Beam, Protean, Expert Belt should be able to knock it out. And it does. Down goes Togekiss. I'm guessing maybe it was physically defensive, because it did not take that well at all. Or it didn't take it at all. So he sends out Hydreigon, goes for U-turn, pretty much confirming the Scarf considering Greninjas are so damn fast, and goes into his Miss Magius. So after he goes into his Miss Magius, I go into my Mr. Right, the Phoenix Right, and I go for Brave Bird just to knock it out. So down goes Miss Magius, not really a problem. And I'm guessing he did that just to get the residual on me. And now I think that he's probably going to try and do something to predicting me preserve my Talonflame, so I just go straight out for the Brave Bird. As he takes the opportunity to try and finish me off with a Power Up Punch, but it does not work, I send out Substitute, my Gyarados, which is my substitute for my Mega Kangaskhan, to go for the Waterfall and knock him out. So in comes Hydreigon again. Sorry if you heard that, that was my phone. I usually try and keep that from happening, but it's kind of charging right now, and I can't really move it away from my computer. So he brings out his Hydreigon, I bring in my Falchion, my Aegislash, and I'm going to be able to take 2 Earthquakes, you know, mix Hydreigon, that's pretty cool, and go for the Sacred Sword to knock him out. So down goes Hydreigon, no longer an issue, and you know, mix Hydreigon is really cool. I really respect my opponent for running that. He goes into Charizard, and this is actually a really good chance for me to see what kind of Charizard it is. So he Megas into Charizard Y, and gets up the Sun, as I go for the Shadow Sneak just to get off some damage, because I know I'm going to get knocked out. And he decides to go for the Roost. And, you know, I could try and preserve it or something, but I just can't risk him keep going for Roost, so I keep going for Shadow Sneaks to keep on the offensive pressure, because it's doing a little under 50%, maybe 40. So he goes for Fire Blast just to knock me out. I go into my Thumbelina, which can pretty much wall it from what I can tell. go for a wish just to, and you know, I can't take 2 Fire Blasts, it's just too much. So Wish protects, and I need to get rid of the sun. It just needs to go away. So I go for Moonblast, keeps going for Roost. My goal here is to get him low enough special attack that I can actually like Wish Pass into my Gyarados and waste all his, because if I can get him to like -6 special attack, then I'm almost positive I can Wish Pass into my Gyarados, because after these Roosts, and considering it's a resisted hit, these Moonblasts are not going to be able to knock out this Charizard. So I'm banking it all that I can take him down to -6, bring in Gyarados, and finish it off. But he's able to flinch me a couple times, and I get pretty damn worried. It was not cool. But special attack drops are happening, thankfully, and yeah, at this point, it's kind of like a waiting game. I mean, I've got him down enough to where I can come in with Mega Gyarados and take most attacks. I mean, even if he had Solar Beam, the sun's not up anymore. He's down to his last Pokemon. He can't do anything besides Air Slash. And just looking at the damage that it's doing right now, I'm almost positive with Gyarados' Massive Special Bulk, even though I'm low HP, I'm pretty sure I can knock it out. So now I see he's going for Solar Beam, so this is a really good opportunity to try and switch in Gyarados, but he's going to continue to go for the Solar Beams. Just going to throw the game right here and just end it. So, GG, man. So, on to the talk of the day. Today's talk of the day, I want to share something with you guys that was really interesting that happened today. So, I was going to the McDonald's that was near my campus, and me and my friends were just going to grab a quick soda and then head back up to the campus. So while pulling up to the McDonald's, I actually see an old friend of mine from high school, so I decide to, you know, honk the horn, get his attention, and wave hi. And apparently, after everything was done, after we got our stuff from McDonald's and then got out, my friends told me that there was a cop outside that when I honked that horn, she flashed her badge at me, and apparently I didn't even notice. And it gets even funnier, because after she apparently flashed her badge at me, I just went in and parked somewhere. And we went in, ordered our stuff, and apparently, I didn't even notice, but she was staring at me the entire time while we were in there, and I was just completely oblivious to it. And it kind of makes me think, what was she trying to accomplish that she could get my friends to notice her, but I didn't notice her? I mean, usually when I'm in the road or driving or something, you know, I'll be kind of afraid of cops thinking, you know, maybe I'm doing something wrong. What if I'm doing something wrong? I'll get pulled over, blah, blah, blah. But this time around, I pretty much completely ignored her presence. I didn't even know she existed. So I just thought that was something kind of weird and funny today I thought I'd share with you guys. If you have your own stories, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I'd love to read them. But that's it for this video. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I will see you next time. Be sure to check out the artists that make these videos possible, guys. Also, like and subscribe if you happen to like the video. Or if you'd like some help recording your X and Y battles, shoot me a PM on YouTube or Skype and I'll get back to you.